This one is messy. We are talking about family drama, bad decisions, and a sister who ended up homeless after an argument. Am I the a-hole for making my sister homeless over an argument? Hey potatoes, buckle up, this one's a hot mess express. I, 29 female, made my younger sister Kylie, 21 female, and her boyfriend James, 21 male, homeless. And now half my family is dragging me, saying it was just one argument. But what was it though? Here's the full saga. For context, I've been raising Kylie off and on since she was 12 because our mom's an alcoholic and I didn't want her in foster care like I was. Wow, you're so amazing for stepping up for your sister and doing that. I have 4 kids, 9, 8, 7 and 4, 2 boys, 2 girls, and mama's busy, okay? Oh my god, that's a lot, and you still stepped up for your sister. A few months ago, Kylie and James moved into my house. When they moved in, they got the entire downstairs, master bedroom, living room, pantry, and their own bathroom. Rent was to be split 50-50. They paid $50 for their own water, $50 for their own internet, and me and my boyfriend, 29 male, would cover everything else. I was under the impression they both worked full-time. Turns out that was a lie. They had a pretty sweet deal here. I think your sister is just too young to recognize that. For some extra context, they just been kicked out of our grandmother's house after 33 years because they fought so much the landlord wouldn't renew the lease. Should have been my first red flag. I mean, yes, but this is still your sister. At first, Kylie helped clean. Then it was, I'm the only one cleaning. Girl, my kids have a chore chart. They clean baseboards with toothbrushes like I did growing up. Plus, I deep clean every Saturday. My son has asthma. I don't play about cleanliness. Meanwhile, Kylie and James destroyed my house, fought constantly, broke the basement door, broke an actual stair step so the stairs now move, ate literally everything. Me and my boyfriend buy all the groceries. I'd go to the kitchen and there'd be nothing for my kids. I don't understand, why wouldn't they have their own groceries? Food is so expensive. They'd even take food from my deep freezer to their friends' houses to grill and wouldn't bring me a plate. Seriously? Without asking? So disrespectful. James? Disgusting. Leaves booty dust on the toilet, doesn't wash his hands. Ew. Would only shower if Kylie cleaned him first. What does that even mean? Would only wash dishes in cold water because hot water hurt his hands. Poor baby. His own mom told him he couldn't live with her because how nasty he is. Better question, what's wrong with your sister putting up with this? And every time we argued, Kylie would threaten me. We got a pew-pew in our car. Not in the house, in the car, like that made it better. I probably would have thrown out them after the first time I heard that sentence. One night, Kylie comes home drunk, again, wakes up my kids at 2 a.m., shaking them, asking where I am, screaming through the house, like she didn't know people have jobs and kids have school. Excuse me, what? And this is after I found out she had a bench warrant she'd been dodging. I'd had enough. I called the cops and told them she had a warrant. They picked her up, she spent 4 days in jail. Not enough. Comes home, still drunk, still loud, still fighting James. And this time, when I ignored her, she called CPS and the police, told them I left my kids home alone to DoorDash. I don't have DoorDash. This is pissing me off so much. CPS came, saw my clean house and well cared for kids, and closed the case immediately. Okay, at least that's good news. The next morning, I printed up the police report, the false CPS claim, screenshots of fights and threats, and filed for a restraining order. The judge granted it in under 4 hours. She gave 0 other options to you. She is danger to your and your family's life. At this point, it's not just about being loud and taking advantage on you. She went too far and you needed to cut her off. Now, my family's mad saying you made your sister homeless over one fight. Baby, it wasn't one fight, it was years of chaos. Your family is so smart about that, but I don't see any of them standing up for Kylie to live with them. It's so easy to judge you when they don't want to help. They should just shut the hell up. So, am I the a-hole for making my sister homeless after one argument? Of course not. As you said, it wasn't one argument, it was years of terror. You have to protect yourself and your kids. That's what's most important. Your sister is 21 years old. You cannot be responsible for her and her bad decisions anymore. We have a lot of updates of these stories, so we're just gonna go through one by one. By the way, she has a few days to appeal this protection order, so I'll keep you updated. Update. Not sure if I updated it right the first time, but just as I expected, she's appealing it. We have court next week, 29th at 11 a.m. And my mom made sure to call me and tell me she was going with her. Now, after this all said, and I'm done, I'm going very low contact with my family, cause you're already not a good mom, but now you're also picking sides. Where was she when you were taking care of Kylie growing up? It's very interesting that now she's standing up. But why is this even a problem? She can just go and live with her. You should have either stayed neutral or stayed out of it. Or told the little brat she was wrong, but whatever, I guess I will update once we finish court. Time to print out all the text and upload my cameras in the house to a flash drive and print pictures of the things they've broken. This is where the first post ended, but we will just jump straight to the update. Alright y'all, we had court today and it went exactly how I expected, like a whole circus. Kylie and my mom showed up together, of course. And not only did my mom look like she hadn't seen a comb or a clean outfit in a week, but she was also drunk as hell, stumbling around holding a Pepsi bottle that I'm 99% sure was straight vodka with a splash of soda for color. The smell followed her like a cloud. I'm sorry, OP, that sounds terrible. I can imagine the type of home you had as a child, or the reason why you ended up in the system. We all sat down in the waiting area, me, my boyfriend, Kylie, James, and my mom. And we waited, what felt like forever, but was actually about an hour, while people ahead of us pled guilty to DUIs, which honestly felt a little ironic. The entire time, Kylie was sitting in front of me and my boyfriend, turning around, snickering, whispering to my mom and James like they were a bunch of high schoolers passing notes in class. The immaturity was next level. Your sister is 21 years old. She's acting like a whirlwind most of the time. I didn't expect anything better from her on court. Finally, we get called up. I'm seated on the right side of the courtroom, Kylie's on the left with a big podium between us so we couldn't see each other directly, probably for the best. The judge swears us in, asks us both to confirm that everything we say is true to the best of our knowledge. We agree. Then the judge looks at me and says, "Go ahead, tell me what happened." So I laid it all out, the threats about the in the car, her coming home drunk at 2 a.m., waking my kids up, screaming through the house, beating on James in front of my kids, the excessive drinking, the time she called CPS on me with the fake claim, the damage she and James did to my house, every bit of it. Then it was Kylie's turn, and she really tried to play the victim. Claimed I was abusing the court system, said she was never a threat to me, and that she only mentioned having a to make me answer her calls. Girl, the audacity. She is just not mature enough to see what she's actually doing. The fact that she's also drinking is not gonna help her see what reality is. The judge asked if I still wanted to move forward with the protection order. I said absolutely yes. Kylie then had the nerve to claim she never been abusive to anyone a day in her life. And you know what? I came prepared. That's what you do on court. You prepare. Pulled out printed screenshots of all texts she sent me threatening people, including the one where she admitted to hitting our uncle with her car in a hit and run, the exact warrant I called the cops on her for. The look on her face when I pulled it out, chef's kiss. What she was thinking is gonna happen. If things ended up on the court, you not gonna bring proof? You're kidding, right? I also reminded the judge that when I had custody of her at 13, she had to be physically removed from my home for threatening her teacher. She literally told her she'd cut her baby out of her stomach, and for threatening to make sure I didn't wake up. And since then, she'd been kicked out of our mom's house, our grandma's, and even James's mom's house because of her violent, reckless drinking and behavior. Everywhere she goes, chaos follows. I feel sorry for her that she was such an angry child. And yet, you stood up for her and took care of her as best as you could. She is really not your problem anymore. The judge seemed kinda over it by then, cut me off, and said she'd issue her ruling later today. No verdict yet, but Kylie's sitting there convinced it'd be thrown out because, according to her, we've never had a disagreement. The delusion is wild. There is no disagreement here. We all know she's acting like a maniac. Anyway, I'll keep y'all posted as soon as the judge rules, but after today, I'm done. Going very low contact with the rest of the family too, because watching your own mom drunk in court, snickering with your abuser while your kids are at home, yeah, I'm good on that. Stay tuned, potatoes. I'll update as soon as I hear something. Just as she promised, she did. So we are going to jump on the next update. The roller coaster ride has officially came to a stop. The verdict came back today and they dismissed the order. Yep, after everything. The threats, the drunk episodes, waking up my kids in the middle of the night, the CPS call, the police reports, pictures of the damage to my house, screenshots of her threatening text, the MPEG statement, the judge ruled that the allegations and testimony do not support the statutory requirements. In other words, they labeled it a sibling quarrel, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. That really wasn't on my bingo card. After the amount of proof you had, I really don't understand why the court thinks it's a good idea to wait until something very serious happens. I'm not even gonna lie. I sat there in disbelief when they read the decision. I genuinely thought, with everything I submitted, it would be enough. I didn't just throw claims around, I came in with facts, proof, statements, and evidence from multiple people. And somehow, it still wasn't considered enough to warrant legal protection. So now, I'm left in this weird place where she technically has no restrictions on coming around me, my home, or my kids. And if you've been following this story, you know exactly the kind of person she is. She'll show up just to harass me, cause problems, or stir up drama for no reason other than to make my life hell, because that's who she always been. Right now, we are going to look into Violence Against Women Act options and see if there's a way to pursue protection through that route, since it covers harassment, stalking, and abuse situations outside of typical domestic partnerships. The problem is, without an active restricting order on file, it makes things complicated. And honestly, I can't afford to jump and move right now. Times are hard, rent is insane, and while I know I can save by the end of my lease, waiting that long isn't ideal if she's showing up, banging on my door, or harassing my kids. So for now, it looks like every time she pulls something, I have to call the cops. It's exhausting. All I want is peace, to raise my kids in a safe, calm home without chaos at the door. But apparently, the court sees as just sisters fighting. So that's where we are. Not the ending I wanted, but it's not over. I do whatever it takes to keep my baby safe and my home protected. Honestly, I'm in tears. I feel let down and I don't know where else to go or what to do. But I figure it out, and hopefully it's before something terrible happens. Thank you for everyone who followed this mess from start to finish. I appreciate the love, the advice, and support more than you know. Stay safe, y'all, and if your gut tells you someone's dangerous, listen to it, blood or not. Signing off for now. After this post, OP signed in pretty fast because we have 2 more updates. Let's get into it. She broke my door. Y'all, I wish I was kidding. I wish this was over, but it's not. Remember how the judge dismissed my protection order, called it a sibling quarrel, and basically left me to fend for myself? Well, guess who showed up not even a week later? Kylie. This morning, I'm getting my kids ready for school. Normal day, peace in my house, finally feeling like I could breathe again. When, out of nowhere, I hear this loud crash. I run to the front door, and this psycho threw something through my front door. Through my front door. Glass shattered everywhere. My 7-year-old was standing in the hallway less than 5 feet away. Thank God he didn't get hit, because I swear on everything I love, it would have been a whole different story. I can see you left a picture of your front door in this post. But is there any chance you have a ring camera or anything that could record her doing this? Because that must be enough proof how dangerous she is. And because God loves me just a little bit, guess what? Got it on camera. Clear as day. Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. Now you have definite proof against her. Her dumbass pulling up, widening her arm back, and launching something straight through the glass panel of my front door like she's staring in some low-budget Lifetime movie. I cannot even begin to explain how furious and disgusted I am. And what is wild, this is exactly what I told the judge would happen. That's because you know who your sister is, while the judge was just downplaying the situation. That without any type of order in place, she'd escalate. And boom, here we are. Police were called, reports been filed, video has been handed over. And I even tried to get a trespass notice served on her, but they told me that since she hasn't physically been inside my house today, it's a process I have to go file formally at the courthouse. Which is so backwards because she just threw a damn object through my door. But apparently that's still only considered criminal mischief unless she physically crosses the threshold or touches me or my kids. Insane. That is insane. Why do we have to wait until something very serious happens? I really don't understand. Why are we still waiting? And the worst part, I just want this to be over. I want my peace back. I want to wake up without wondering what she's going to pull next. Or if I need to sleep with one eye open because the court failed to take me seriously the first time. I want my kids to feel safe in their own home. Opie, this story is insane. I don't know what to say. You did everything right and everything you could. I really don't get why is this situation not taken seriously. I'll be going after every legal avenue possible this time because it's crystal clear she's unhinged and dangerous. I'm documenting everything from the shattered glass to the video footage to the police report number because the next judge isn't going to call this a sibling quarrel. This is targeted harassment and endangerment. And for those who had my back through this, thank you. Y'all told me to get cameras, put up trespassing signs, document every single thing, and go no contact with everybody involved. You were 1000% right, and I'm glad I listened. Yeah, this story is insane. The sister is unhinged, and we're gonna jump on the last update. So it's been a few months since everything went down, and honestly, I needed time to process the absolute circus my life turned into. It's been a ride. Like I thought Jerry Springer got cancelled, but apparently it just moved into my living room. As I said before, I tried the whole woman against violence route, thought I had some legal protection on my side, but nope. Judge threw out the protection order, and because of that, my woman against violence case had no legs to stand on. Dump AF. But hey, it's fine I guess, we broke the lease anyway. And since our landlord clearly woke up and chose villain, they refused to help us without Women Against Violence Act and drag us to court. And they won! What the actual hell is going on in this story? I cannot believe it. Yay, whatever, like, do you want a medal? Congratulations, you beat a broke girl in court. Clap, clap. The state did not protect me. Instead, I got punished for even trying. So I said, cool, bet. Packed up and disappeared. New address, new phone number, full no contact with basically everyone. I tried anyway. It's hard to go no contact when you also need people to babysit so you can, have an actual job. Except, plot twist, I lost mine in the mess. I cannot actually believe this. So we are just clinging to my boyfriend's paycheck like it was the last floaty on the Titanic. But here's where it gets juicy. I took her to court. Yep, sis who caused the trauma. And I won! Finally! I cannot believe it took so long, but freaking finally! That was my standing ovation movement. I sued her for property damage, her portion of rent, and my kids' therapy bills. And the judge was like, yep, sounds fair. Finally, some justice. You'd think they would have given me the protection order from the job, but okay, sure. Anyway, my sister lost her mind in court, like full WWE meltdown. screaming, hollering, trying to convince the whole courtroom I'd never see a dime. And the judge shut that circus down faster than you can say contempt. Told her straight up her wages could get garnished. The closure I felt in that moment, chef's kiss. Of course, she tried coming back around. Sent me a 5-paragraph essay on Facebook Messenger, calling me everything but a child of God and wishing that upon me. Blocked. Her boyfriend went fishing for my new address, but good luck, detective. The city is not huge, but it's big enough to play hide and seek if you really want to. Here's the thing, I love my sister. I do, but she needs to grow the hell up. Nobody ever taught her responsibility or maturity, and now she's grown adult acting like she's stuck in freshman year forever. If she ever sobers up and drops the boyfriend, maybe we can rebuild, but until then, it is what it is. To everyone who checked in on me, DM'd me, offered help to my family, you have no idea how much that meant. And the best part, I'm not just surviving anymore, I'm thriving. I became a licensed life insurance agent, baby. And let me tell you, we are doing great. From scrapping pennies, pantries, and roommate from hell drama to now having stability and hope again. What a ride. Thank you for listening to my story for real. And if anyone has tips on where to move next, drop them below because this new chapter, I'm ready. Congratulations, OP. I'm so happy this story had a happy ending because it was a crazy ride. I hope you guys enjoyed this story as much as I. If you did, please subscribe and see you in the next one.